Today I'd like to talk about Claudius vom Hein. And if you want to know if you're a working dog breeder or a conformation dog show breeder, do you like Claudius vom Hein? Well, I think everybody knows by now. He's my favorite all-time dog and will always be because I just love hearing stories about him. Let's start off first of all with there was a club a group I was in I got banned for, we all know, the Czech DDR group. And since I have a memory like an elephant, I remember a question somebody asked. They asked, how important are pedigrees and how far back you need to go? Well, one of their people there, that's probably one of the people like sending an email into the moderator, get me banned, said, oh, you only need to go 4 generations back. Anything beyond that is irrelevant. Now, do we believe that? No. Not if you have Claudius vom Hein in your line, and nobody has more Claudius vom Hein in their line than what you're seeing right here. Now, with that being said, let's talk about Condor Hohenstam, a great-grandson of Claudius, who at a Seeger show that a friend on my list here who wrote the German Shepherd Dog history witnessed personally at the show in Canada, the Canadian Seeger show, that Condor, like back then judges like to get their hands on dogs, well, Condor latched onto the judge. And he said it was 15 minutes with 6 people trying to pry him off before they finally got him off. And as Gordon said, he always respected the holding power of Condor. And then he went and said also that, you know, when you have dogs like that, they were right after World War II. And in World War II, the Germans didn't really care about a dog letting go. They only cared about a dog latching on. So now let's fast forward to Trixie, this girl right here. Trixie, I like to call it a CRM 114 discriminator, which is the Enigma machine on the B-52s. So when SAC, Strategic Air Command, sends the orders for wing attack plan R, it comes through that machine, and then you go into wing attack plan R. Now when they send the recall that say that you don't need to go and attack, Trixie turns hers off. So when she got into it with Zelda, because Zelda tried to kill Trixie's puppies, unsuccessfully, I was right there when it happened, Trixie latched on to Zelda's throat. I had to put her in a full headlock to peel her off. And ever since then, Trixie has been not so much of a fan of Zelda. But she's only done it a couple times, and I'm rolling around with a headlock and getting her off, so Zelda's alive and fine. But nonetheless, that is a trait that comes back from Claudius and Condor. I have 7 branches in my tree that go back to Condor. And do you think that has some relevance in my dogs? Yes. And does it make a difference in breeding? Yes. Because out of all of the puppies, they were all as good or better than both Little Man and Trixie. And the 3 that I know of are the 2 boys I have, and then the black girl that I place with a very nice friend of mine that's in now Evansville. She has Sadie, a gorgeous female, probably the pick of the litter. But the nice thing is with this trait is you could say almost every dog in that litter, the owner will tell you that's the pick of the litter because they're that much nicer than the original parents. So do you want to breed a dog that is that type of dog where you have a tough time peeling them off? You know, like with Trixie, she killed a cat. I couldn't peel her off. She got a raccoon, which was fine to kill. That's okay. Do you want that? And the answer is yes, because they make as good or better. I have a better ability to control the puppies than I have to control her. Hey guys, come on over here! Now let's talk about chickens here just quickly with the same idea. Of course, we know we have my aggressive male, and here he comes. All you have to do is run by the fence, and he's going to come running up. His name is Mandrake. Now, people back in the day, and even my friend the other day says, you know, you don't want to breed a chicken like that if you don't have to. And right there is Queen Kong right in the middle. But the point is he's just like a bird I got from Terry Britt. When I first got birds from Britt, I got 2 cocks. One for 185, one for 150. And they were supposed to be Tony Ewart line. One was 85% Tony Ewart line, the other was pure Tony Ewart line. And the one that was the lesser quality in appearance of phenotype, what it looked like, was just like Mandrake. He would flog you if you turned your back on him. So, who made the better birds? The one that was better looking? Or the one that was like Mandrake that wanted to flog me all the time? Like Mandrake. Hi Mandrake, you're on camera. So the answer is you want to take birds like this. Just like you want to use Trixie. Trixie's not probably the best conformation type I have, but she throws as good or better. And that's what we hope Mandrake's going to do, is throw as good or better. And he is a wonderful bird. As you can see, snowball white. All my chicks that he has, just like himself when he was hatched, are coming out with that Wheaton trait. That the red inhibitor gene seems to block any of the yellow or brassiness that happens when you hit sunlight over time. It'll turn a white bird yellow, and there's plenty of examples out there you can find in the poultry world where that's happening, but it doesn't happen with mine. Well, here again, the question is, it's all about Claudius vom Hein with my dogs and with Mandrake for my chickens. You know, how aggressive animals can produce fantastic quality. And quality is everything that you ask for as a breeder, and you're always hoping that quality will come down through the line and make as good or better. That's what in my opinion, prepotency is all about. And it's identifying prepotent traits that you want. Now, one of the other ways that I've seen on this show called Mountain Man, I mentioned it many times, is Rich the Mountain Man, who uses his Tennessee Treehounds to hunt down and run off mountain lions off of ranchers' properties that kill their cattle. He cannot take a chance on not having one of his dogs suddenly cut and run. So he's doing this thing on day 16 where he puts them in his lap, upside down, and the ones that want to right themselves the best, they're the ones you want to keep, because what's happening is they're getting thrown back to a dog that he knew would not cut and run. And now with the boys I have here, the black boys, they didn't pass the Mountain Man test. Like this guy, he didn't pass. He did miserably. But he could be a blend. It doesn't mean he can't throw that. It just means that you don't know 100% sure, is he going to cut and run, or is he going to stick it out and fight? Now this boy right here, Baxter, is one tough SOB. Here's his mommy. This is the one that latches on and won't let go, which is a Claudius trait. And you want that because you know you're closest to the bone to Claudius. And if you're a working dog type of person, which I am, even though I don't work dogs, doesn't mean I can't make them. It doesn't mean they don't act that way. If you're that type of person, that's what you want. You want that. You know that you have a prepotent animal that's going to make dogs like this. And dogs like this, who do a little bit better job than their mother when I call and send my recall code through their CRM114 discriminator. They do a better job. They keep theirs on. She doesn't. She turns it off. She just will ignore you, just like Condor Hohenstam in 1953 or 4, somewhere around there. Condor latched on, would not let go. And the moral of the story is if you can identify prepotent animal ahead of time, it really helps when it comes to breeding. And yes, by far, you go back way more than 4 generations to find out if you have Claudius in it. And yes, it does make a difference 77 years later. So for the rest of you, if you're wanting to make animals that are better or as good as what you got, it really helps identify the prepotent trait that is in everything. It's in humans, it's in chickens, it's in dogs, and that's what we want here, is to identify early. I have other ideas, but this is just for today, and just to give you an idea how I think. And I hope you all have a good day. And by the way, if you just want to know how prepotent Lurch was, this boy right there that I call Bat Guano had a pose. He likes to have a Lurch type of pose where he puts one foot farther out in the front, or when he's giving a pose. Right now he's not. But, you know, you're getting thrown back to that animal, and you're hoping to get thrown back to that animal's ability to breed like that animal. And that's what we're hoping they're here with Trixie. And you're not going to see any more Claudius vom Hein in any dog out there, working line or not, than what we have here. I mean, we got a lot of Claudius in our dog's line, and I think that's a good thing. So you guys have a great day, enjoy your animals, and have a successful year and season in breeding animals.